safari check, but we always suggest doing 2 safaris in your entire trip. Now that's just because the animals play a huge role, and no 2 safaris are ever the same. And 2, just using all that plastic up. I know it's very convenient to us, having that right at our fingertips. Donations. They're actually no longer in that category. The number has actually 3 pounds each, and that's not there. Now they have tiny little tusks that they left. I'm gonna go up a little bit so we can see both of them from a really good angle. Now the female is usually going to be the one to do all of the hunting per hour, and trust me, you do not want to be in their way. My parents cannot pronounce that the correct way. So white rhinos just kind of stuck in place. Cheetahs. To this far left corner, you can see the cheetahs, which normally they are really hard to identify in the savannah. They blend in super well. So this is the ground into the recycle bins or the trash cans, keeping their water sources nice and clean for them. Now we're coming up on a crash of the white rhinos. Now our oldest male African elephant, he's actually a father to 3, well, one's a baby, Cora, I'm sure everyone knows about her, and then 2 more children. They're a little bit older. And we have a flamboyant of the greater flamingos. And you can even see some little babies out there as well. They're about a month and a half old now. But you can kind of see that one right there.
Yeah, está acostada. Yeah, está acostada, madrecita acá, mírenla.
Oh, right there. I was looking up there.
No.
Está una parada y una acostada.
Ajá.
Yeah, there's something back there.
Yeah, también.
And they are famously known for their iconic horns on both the male and the female. We're coming up on a dazzle of the Hartman's mountain zebras, and the dazzle just got bigger because there is a baby. You can see her right beside her mama. When baby zebras are born, their legs are just as long as a full-grown adult.
Miren, ahí está acostada.
And you can see these Maasai
Y
giraffes.
lo allá arriba también está la otra.
Now the Hartman's mountain zebras.
Miren la
All
baby.
black nose.
Oh,
That's how we're able to identify them as an all black zebra with white stripes. You can also see some Ankoli cattle out there. Looks like there's just one.
Look at the horns.
They have some pretty impressive horns. They stand out more than anything else on the rest of their body. They're about 6 to 8 feet tall from tip to tip. And these small light tan antelope here, these are called springbok. Now both the male and the female have horns, except for the male's horns can get up to about 19 inches long. They're very social animals. They travel in groups of around 100. They've got the ability to spring forward 13 feet into the sky in the air. And we have a tower of the Maasai giraffe. And y'all may have noticed 2 little horn-like structures on top of their head. Those are called ossicons. And they're going to spend most of their day eating. Since they are very large and tall animals, their food has to pass through tons of different compartments before it enters into their belly. So it does take a while for them to feel full.
Por eso es electricidad. Porque no se saben los animales.
And we are entering African elephant territory. Here in the first yard, we're going to see some male African elephants. Male African elephants can weigh about 13,000 pounds, while females can only weigh about 9,000. Now when we get close to them, take a look at their ears. They actually resemble the shape of Africa. However, this is not where their name came from, which is very ironic. And their ears actually maintaining their body temperature. There's tons of blood vessels where by flapping their ears back and forth, they're circulating all that blood in their body, which can cool them off up to 50 degrees temperature. Now their trunks are super muscular. There's about 100,000 muscles in their trunks. They are good for a couple of reasons. They can store about 3 gallons of water in their trunks. They'll sling up dirt, hay, sand, and mud onto their shoulders and lower backs. In the males specifically, they will use their trunks and their tusks when sparring against another male elephant to claim dominance over the exact area that they are in. Now, unfortunately, these African elephants are being poached for their tusks. Now, they benefit them in their everyday life, but they don't benefit us at all. They have no significant meaning to us. They don't make our everyday lives better. They don't protect us from anything. But for these African elephants, they are protecting them. They use them, again, for claiming dominance. Red clay holds tons of minerals that the African elephants are actually able to absorb. So they will scrape into red clay. We can see some tusk marks here in this red clay up ahead of us. So unfortunately, the African elephants are becoming an endangered species. But there's tons of ways that we can help out. Donating to conservation funds all around Disney's Animal Kingdom. Just small little donations will even help at any of the merchandising shops. That's a big way that we can help out. Here we have the family yard. Now I'm not sure that we will see any of the elephants at this exact moment. Looks like just around the way we may see some. This is usually where the females and their babies / children are. And we're gonna sit here for just a few more seconds until we have the all clear from the warden to head on out. Anyone's first safari today? Couple? Oh, okay. We've got a few people back there. Well, welcome, guys. We are so excited to have you all here, and welcome back to our returners. And we have the all clear, so we're going to start our journey off today in the Little Aturi Forest. The animals here are a little bit more shy and reserved. They have some really unique camouflage to help them stay hidden. Excuse me, I should have reworded that. They have really unique coat patterns, like their camouflage, to totally stay hidden. And you have to look behind the bushes and the trees sometimes to see them. Ooh, let's see if the Okapi out. Just barely see the Okapi lying down there to the right hand side.
Oh, mira, yeah.
Now they do have stripes on their front and back legs, making them look very similar to a zebra. You can kind of see their stripes even though that one is lying down.
Oh, yeah.
But they're actually very related to a giraffe and share a few similar features, like the same facial structure. And the same prehensile tongue. Back there to the left-hand side, you can see that black rhino. They like to roll around in the mud all day, which gives them that dirty, muddy, like kind of color, making them look very similar to the rock, helps them blend in. It's like a natural sunblock to them to protect their skin from the sun and any harmful insects that could sting or bite them. They can weigh about 3,000 pounds, full-grown adults. They've got a very special top lip. It is a prehensile pointed upper lip. We're coming up on a pair of the saddle-billed stork here to the left-hand side. They get their name from that yellow saddle-shaped object in their beak. They're about 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of 9 feet. Along with them, you'll see some bongos, the darker chestnut color antelope, and the greater kudu. Now the females do not have horns. They're about 5 feet tall from the shoulder. Now they both have white stripes in their coat, and that is their natural form of protection to help keep them hidden from their predators. We are heading down into Safi River, and you can expect to see some aquatic animals here, so really keep your eyes down in the water. Looks like we've got a few peacocks
Look at the hippos
around the island. They have grayish, whitish colored feathers. Now they get their main feedback during mating season. They start blushing because they're in love. So there's a little patch of skin on their lower back that turns a blush pink. And here we have a bloat of the Nile hippopotamus. They can weigh up to 2,500 pounds. And they are pure muscle, so naturally they sink all the way down to the bottom of the water. Sometimes they will sit with the tops of their heads raised out of the water. That's because their eyes, ears, and nose are very close to the top of their head, and keeping their lower body submerged in the water keeps their skin nice and cool. Now the ones that are underwater can hold their breath up to about 8 minutes long.
Yo soy en la hipopótamo.
And here we have the largest species of crocodile in Africa. These are the Nile crocodile.
No es uno solo, pero
The Nile crocodile can weigh up to
Son dos.
500
Son dos.
pounds.
Son
They
cuatro.
can
Son
Son
cuatro.
aquellas personas caminando.
Sí. Nosotros podemos hacer eso. Pagar para hacer eso. Ahí luego y luego.
Now, the Nile crocodile has some very powerful jaws, which will allow them to crush the bones of their prey entirely. It's going to help to keep them nice and fed. Now, they will maintain the same spot for long periods of time to help conserve their energy and defending themselves from their predators. Now, they will also help with the incubation process of their eggs. Now, it does take place in their mouth by the male and the female. They'll gather that egg into their mouth, applying enough pressure from the roof of their mouth and their tongue. And it is similar to how we crack open hard-boiled eggs.
Wow.
¿Qué dijo para él?
Que los tienen en la boca.
Very powerful jaws.
Y los cuidan hasta que
Very tall as well.
esos y los van volteando para que no se van a coser como
Now we're heading down into the savannah. We'll see a pretty wide variety of animals around the savannah. Looks like there's some Hartman's mountain zebras out in the distance to the right hand side. May not be able to see them that well. Get a little bit closer to them in just a
Oh, ya
moment.
están.
Let's see what else we've got out here.
¿Qué hay aquí? Nada. Es que está muy caliente, apenas se da por eso se van a...
We're going to be able to look out for the African painted dogs. See them right there to the left-hand side.
Oh, mírenlos, acá están, aquí.
Now, they all
Mire,
look
acá,
very
acá.
similar because they have a mixture of the same color within their coat, that tan, black, and white.
¿Sí lo miran, Juan?
They're actually all very different. They have different coat patterns, which will help them to identify one another whenever they
¿Qué
are
son, hija?
hunting.
¿Esos son?
And they are actually some of the most successful mammal hunters in the savannah.
¿Están ahí arriba?
And they're also endurance hunters. So the one with the most energy will always be the one to lead the pack. We also have an alpha male and an alpha female. And those are going to be the ones to coordinate their hunts. Now their success rate is a little bit more than a lion, if that tells you anything.
I know, I didn't let you. Where's the lion?
The lions are going to be a little bit ahead of us. We may get to see them, but don't mark my words. It's getting a little bit hot out here, so they may have found somewhere a little bit cooler to take their afternoon nap. But we're going to hope that we see them. I was trying to listen to my radio to see what was going on up ahead of us, but I don't hear anything right now, so we're just going to hang tight for a few minutes until we get going eventually. Now, although I don't see any giraffe out here, the trees are significantly taller out here for a few reasons. They're African oak trees, so they're super tall. And the giraffe having mostly everything from the bottom to the top. They have really long necks. They can extend way to the very tip tops of the trees. So you can kind of see the little leafy stuff that hangs down. That is what they are going for.
Oh, okay, okay.
And they have prehensile tongues, like I was saying earlier, similar to the okapis. So they can wrap their tongue around their food to get a hold of more at once.
Four spaces. Yeah, 4 rows. Yeah. 4 feet.
¿Qué? Kevin.
Looks like our little dinosaurs are landing, so please stay seated. When it comes to a complete stop, make sure you have all your belongings and then walk to the exit gate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please. And now that you're complete stop, please gather blue letters to watch your step and follow the exit to the one and only exit. Thank you and have a wild day.
Estoy grabando a las hermanitas.
It's a rare, but it's